Okay, so tonight we are in Savannah, Georgia, and we are about a block away from the riverfront, and we are sitting out front the old pirate house. Now, the old pirate house, back in the 1700s, Blackbeard the pirate and his crew would come here to this tavern and they would drink. Local lore suggests that the underground tunnels and rum cellars beneath the building were used by pirates to drink and Shanghai unsuspecting men onto ships, meaning that they would trick them and stuff like that onto the ships, and then they would be part of the crew, part of the ship. The location is also famously connected to the author Robert Louis Stevenson, who featured the pirate's house in his classic novel Treasure Island, which you can also read that right here. But tonight we're just going to walk around and we're just going to check out the exterior of the pirate house, and we might also stop in depending if they will let us film on the inside or not. But let's walk around and check everything out. Just the foundation, look how old everything is. What's really cool is, I don't know if this part right here, because right here you can see it's connected. So they said that it was a tavern, which this part is a tavern, and it's also an inn, back at least, you know, during Blackbeard pirate days. So this is, let me get up closer. This is what the inside looks like on this side, and it's really cool. It's really old. Take a look at that. Sorry, we got a street sweeper going by. Okay, so here's what the inside of the inn part of the tavern looks like. It's really cool. It's really old. It is not open, so I couldn't get in. But take a look at that. That is really cool. And also, take a look at this sign right here. It says, "Pirates only, no trespassing. All others will walk the plank." And you knew what that meant back then for sure. Look at all these loose bricks and stuff like that. But again, oh, let me show you this real quick. This looks like a really old well, but today they now have fish in it at the top. I can see goldfish and everything. But look how old everything is. It's really cool. So just picture back in the 1700s. If you were walking around this area, it was all pirates, some other people also, but you had a chance of coming right here and bumping into Blackbeard the pirate and his crew. How cool is that? Let's take a look on this side. Now I wonder if way back when, if it looked like this way back when. I wonder, you know, did they redo the siding? I'm sure it looks kind of new. But let's walk around and see what we see. Right here you can see the pirate's house, and you can also see right up there the pirate's house, and they got the pirate flag, and they also have a whole bunch of pirate flags right here. Now right here, this is your tavern part right here. Let's walk around and just check it out. Now there is a bunch of people in on this side. You can see through the windows right there. It's definitely a bar. But yeah, just picture back in the 1700s coming here, and you're just coming here to grab a couple drinks, and then in walks Blackbeard the pirate and his crew. And they would come here and they would drink, and they would basically trick people and lure people into their ship, which would have been through the underground tunnels that would be underground to this building. And they would basically, the underground tunnels would lead that way, which is where the riverfront is, and that's where they would basically dock at. Here with my mom today, and we're just checking it out. Huh? Yeah. One thing about Georgia alone, you always got to watch out for these palmetto bugs. They're really big too, and they fly. That one is probably about more than half the size of my finger for sure. But look at this. Look at that. They got pirates inside of the window. I don't know if you can see that there. It's like little pirate cutouts. But yeah, this is where Blackbeard the pirate and his crew would come and just drink all night until it was time to board the ship. They would go through the underground rum tunnels and they would trick people into being a part of their crew. Just imagine waking up the next day hungover and you're forever miles out in the sea, just, you know, yeah. This looks like original work right here too. This looks like all original right here. Look, and they're actually collecting the pieces that fall off. I might ask them if I could take one of them home. If we could stop on the inside and film it just a little bit. But yeah, but this is it. Let me get it from a far distance so you can see it. So basically, this would be your tavern part, especially the back part. And right over here would be your inn part. And you know, it makes you wonder how many of these buildings were here back in the 1700s. Like, were these all not here? You know, they kind of look just as old. So it's pretty cool. But we're gonna walk around a little bit and we're gonna see maybe if we're allowed to film on the inside.
The king and his men stole the queen from her bed and bound her in her bones. The seas be ours, and by the powers where we will we roam. Yo ho, all hands, hoist the colors high. Heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we die. Now some have died and some are alive, and others sail on the sea with their keys to the cage and the devil to pay. We lay to fiddler's grave. Yo.
So in here, supposedly, there is a ghost of a child. So we're just gonna walk around and we're gonna show everybody a little bit. This is really cool.
Wow, look how low these are.
Yes.
The doors.
The doors are really low. I mean, just take a look at this, how low this door is. You ready? I stand way above this door. So we're about to head into the front of the oldest house in Georgia, the Herb House. This is so cool. I am having a blast. All this old history right here. To be in the oldest house in Georgia is crazy. Take a look at this fireplace. Take a look at that. Okay, so we found one of the old tunnels that Blackbeard the pirate used to lure and trick a lot of people to their ship after everyone was drunk and be a part of their crew. Now my mom's gonna read this to you real quick because I know you probably can't see it as good.
This eerie underground chamber with ancient walls of handmade brick and the mysterious arched tunnel entrance, now sealed for safety reasons, were uncovered by workmen in November 1962 during renovation of this restaurant. When it was constructed, by whom and for what reason are still unknown. Could it have been used to hide pirate treasure? Could it be an entrance to more secret passages still undiscovered? Could it have been part of a dark, dark dungeon? What do you think?
And right here it says, "Ahoy, mateys! Please do not throw anything down into the hole. It upsets the ghost." And right here, everybody.
Oh, look at all that money and everything people have in there.
Yeah. Look at all that stuff down there. That is one of the tunnels. One of the 2 tunnels. And we're going to show you the other tunnel in a second. Now take a look at that. I hope you can see that good because that is so cool. Now let's head over here, and we haven't looked at the tunnel yet, so we don't know what it looks like either. Hold up. But the girl said 10 years ago, maybe a little longer, they stopped letting people come down here. So you used to be able to come down here. Oh wow, look at that. This is One-Eye Jack. Are you ready for this? Look at that. You can see the steps on this one. And you get almost, look at that. That's about the best I'm going to be able to get for you. But take a look at that. So just imagine being drunk and Blackbeard the pirate, out of all people in this crew, are luring you down these steps into this underground tunnel, drunk, all the way to his ship basically. And before you know it, you're part of the crew, part of the ship. Before we head back outside, my mom's gonna read this to you real quick, and it's about the stairwell, I believe, or the tunnels.
Ready?
Yep.
According to legend, this stairway at one time led to the entrance of a tunnel which ran from the old rum cellar beneath the pirate's house to the banks of the Savannah River, a short block away. 'Tis said that many able-bodied men, drinking and carefree abandon in what is now our captain's room, were carried, drugged, and unconscious through the tunnels to sailing ships anchored in the harbor and were shanghaied by short-handed ships' masters to complete their cruise.
Look at that. So it didn't matter if you were passed out, they were carrying you down here through these tunnels right here. Now how cool is that? Let me see if I can put the light a little better. How cool is that? I mean, I just think that's awesome. And then one more look again at these steps. I mean, look at these spiral steps that go down. That is so cool. And what's this say right here? It says, "Avant ye, no one may enter here without permission from the captain." But that's so cool. That's really cool. So we're just gonna head back here real quick before we head back outside. We just wanted to give everybody a full look. Take a look at this old stove. The ship right here. Let's see whose ship this is. Let's see if I can read it. Sailing ship, City of Savannah, the 1870 to circa. Look at that. I don't think I pronounced that name right. But look at this. Look how old everything is here. And right here, you got the Captain Flint's Hall and the hideaways. That goes upstairs. And I'm not sure what that is, what the hall would be. I thought it would have been, well, no, this is the bathroom right here. This is the ladies, but that might be the guys. That might be what that means. But then there's more maps. There's more maps right here. Or not maps, but that's a menu. Here's the map, yeah. That's what I thought I seen the first time.
What used to cost back?
Let's see. Look at the prices. I don't know what year this is from, but let me just get something right here. Cup of mixed fresh fruits, 50 cents. And you got a map right here. This is the map of Treasure Island.
Oh wow!
Look at that. Look at that.
Wait, where is Treasure Island?
I'm not sure. We're gonna have to Google that. And then back here would be the kitchen and the men's room. Let's go. And Bonnie, and then here's the men's room. We might as well check out what the men's room looks like, right?
That sounds creepy.
This is where that ghost will come of the kid. All right. So this is the bathroom. Obviously, this is really updated. We like the oldness and stuff. You can come back here, Mom. Go down this little creepy hallway. This is so cool, and I'm glad everyone gets to see this along with me. I mean, this is so cool. Look at that. So I'm trying to take you through everything as far as I can. That's a storage room. Take a look at that. Let me put my light on a little bit, maybe you can see a little better. Take a look at that. Pretty cool though. But that's basically it for your tour of the inside of the Pirate's house, where back in the 1700s, Blackbeard and his crew would come here and they would drink. And they would also trick people into going to their ship to be part of the crew. And how cool is that? Back here's the kitchen. Here, let's take a look at this a little bit. So, I can't really read the font, but I'm trying to read a date, and the date on that paper says 1861. That's pretty cool.
Doesn't really exist.
So we're now exiting the Pirate's house.
Is there a bug?
Mm-mm.
Is there a bug?
There's no bugs.
Anyway.
My mom's a little scared of them palmetto flying cockroaches. But yeah, so that's it. That's the interior, and this is the exterior. And this was pretty cool. I really enjoyed this. Okay, so while we're in the pirate house, the tunnels, what it says on Google, used to come down to Randolph Street right here where we're at this intersection. And I was a little confused. I was like, but this is not the riverfront, which the riverfront is right down the street down there. But so I Googled it and I did a little bit of reading and stuff, and what it says is you are experiencing one of Savannah's classic quirks. The city is built on a bluff, meaning the street grid above does not perfectly align with the waterfront. The original path of the Savannah River used to sit a bit more inland and closer to the bluff before the land was filled in over the centuries. Randolph Street ends at the Marsh Riverfront a bit further east of the main tourist zone, interacting with East President Street near modern developments like Eastern Wharf. The original legends of the tunnels connecting the Pirate's house to the river suggest they were built for rum running. So basically, the riverfront at one point in time would come all the way up to here. And now the riverfront is about, we'll just say about a block and a half down that way. I thought that was really cool, and I just wanted to squeeze this in and show it real quick. So basically, the Pirate's house, that is, it's a little bit, it's a couple blocks up that way. So that tunnel is really long that led down here and ended right here. I know you can't read that across the street, but that's Randolph Street right there, and this is the end of Randolph Street. That street across the street is a whole different name. So this would have been it right here. I hope everybody else also enjoyed this. We were looking forward to coming here, and if we can find any more Blackbeard the Pirate locations here in Savannah, Georgia, we will check out the locations and let everybody see along with us. Everyone have a great night.